Hey guys, Suki.
And the Video Master.
Alright, and I was going to do a joke about this place seems unfamiliar to me. Yeah, we haven't shot a video on this couch in a while.
No, we really haven't. But anyway, Pacific Rim.
We are literally just home from seeing it.
It was good. Go watch it. Well, that's it. Bye, guys.
I guess that's the non-spoiler version. we really enjoyed this one.
No, pretty much, I'm going to say this. It's not like, oh my god, this is an awesome, amazing movie. But it is a movie that I went out of like, yeah, I'm glad I watched that.
Yeah. I get the feeling if we could have seen a showing that wasn't IMAX 3D and didn't have to pay quite as much. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't realize that's what we were going to get into.
Yeah.
So yeah,
pretty much, we went with a couple of friends. This is also another one of the reasons why Anime Stream got canceled, because our friends like to do the, oh, by the way, we're doing this, you in for tonight? And everything gets put together within the span of 20 minutes, and then we go and do the thing.
Yeah. So
our friends.
Okay, so anyway, but yeah, as far as the movie goes, yeah, I won't say this was an amazing movie. It was honestly, even with the fact that we paid more and we did see it in IMAX 3D. It was I still felt like I got my money's worth for this. I didn't feel like I wanted, I didn't feel like, I overpaid. Like there's some of those movies where it's just like no matter what you pay for it, you're just like, oh, I wish I hadn't seen that.
or that was good, but for that price.
Yeah, this one, I think it just barely makes that IMAX 3D price.
Yeah, especially because the 3D was good.
3D was good, but it was definitely for certain situations though.
Yeah.
Because majority of the scenes where it's just the normal people walking around, you're obviously not going to really notice much of the 3D. When it comes to the giant monster fights,
or just the panic.
Well, the panic, yeah.
Because like, yeah, one of the things I liked is like when everybody was running around and you see like everybody in the hallway, and it really looks like the depths to that hallway.
Yeah.
But I can't say too much because I've seen a total of 4 or 5 movies now in 3D. So yeah.
I think I've only seen like maybe 1 or 2 more.
It's like I've seen both Resident Evils, Silent Hill Revelations, which isn't worth it in 3D at all.
Only the first 15 minutes are.
Yeah, it was like for freaking Ash. The Ash is like awesome, and the rest of the movie's like, why was this in 3D? I've seen Tron Legacy in 3D, and now I've seen this in 3D.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will say this, as far as 3D goes, yeah, the IMAX 3D is definitely better than Real D 3D. I will say that. Having seen, a couple of movies in each style now, I can definitely tell you the IMAX 3D is way better.
It better be for the price.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. I swear.
$17.50, guys.
I swear $17.50 for this ticket, it was in the evening. I swear when we saw Silent Hill, I'm pretty sure when we saw Silent Hill at like, middle of the day,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that ticket for this was like $11.50, $12.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like, ooh, man, I bet the price for this one during a normal showing has got to be like $15 then. No, it's $17.50. Holy crap.
God.
Yeah, but unfortunately we wanted to see the movie, and it was either that or wait like a half an hour to an hour to go see it, and yeah, we didn't want to wait, so we went and we saw it. Luckily we don't regret it.
No, we don't.
So
there's like some things that you might be concerned about. The whole jerky, blurry camera thing. It's not too much an effect here. I mean, yeah, during the action spots, it can get to the point where it's a little hard to tell exactly what's going on.
You're talking about the shaky cam sort of thing?
Yeah.
The shaky cam didn't bother me that much in this one. I think it's because when it shook, it didn't like.
Yeah. I'm also talking about like when I mean the blur thing is like one of those things where it's like it's an action thing, and because they've got so much going on, it looks like everything's kind of blurred a little bit, and we do have that. Riley, what are you doing?
She just sort of sniffed something and went.
And it's just, it's barely noticeable, I guess, is for me, because like when the giant robots were fighting the monsters, and that's no spoiler because if you don't know that's what happens in this movie, I don't know. But
I thought it was about volcanoes.
I was pretty much like, yeah, I wish that was a little bit clearer, but it wasn't really that bad. I was like, yeah, I can still tell what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you can still see. I mean, you still got good looks at the monsters. They didn't go Cloverfield on us. But then again, that was the whole thing about Cloverfield. Was the big mystery was what does the monster look like thing. But this one, that's not the point. So, and I guess the comment on that, the monster designs, to me, this is personal opinion. But to me, they kind of border between like sort of generic alien sort of thing and just like between stuff I've seen before and something like really unique. It's somewhere in that it's like it's its own thing, but I guess it's its own thing, but it feels familiar. I guess is the way it is. So I feel like I've seen designs sort of like this before. And I'm not sure why I have that feeling, but I'm pretty sure there's something I've seen before that made me think of that these designs made me think of. If I ever think of it, I'll say it or something like that. But I mean, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. These were good monster designs, and they were all unique monsters. Each one had its own abilities. Each one had I think each one had its own distinct like cry too. I don't know about that one. I think to me they sounded like slightly different from one another, but
they did have their unique abilities. However, some of their looks kind of mashed together, but meh. The monsters were interesting enough to look at, and there was a couple of surprises that were good enough to mix everything up. I mean, the robots looked awesome.
Yeah, these were definitely good mech. These were good mech designs, and I like in movies like this, they could have very easily just gone, okay, they have mechs, they all look the same. No, every single mech is different. Every single mech has its own design, and
its own weapons too.
Yeah, its own weapons. Hell, I don't think this is a spoiler, but some of them don't even run on the same type of power. Yeah, but I mean, it basically, as far as like the mechs and like this entire world, you can tell thought was put into this. Thought went into, okay, how do we flesh this out? And it's just I guess I could just keep going on and on about it, but. That's I want to kind of keep it to that. It's just, it's a really well thought out world, or, well, maybe not world, but it's well thought out, mech designs, well thought out. Well, to me, it's well thought out monster designs because that's the thing, like, okay, I'm not going to call this spoilers because, whatever. I mean, you have the monsters that, they have monsters that kind of, like, sorry, she's in between my legs. Okay, shut up. There's some of them move kind of like insects. So like one, there's.
They're like they kind of have different animalistic traits.
Yeah, there's like the.
I mean, you'll see if you go watch the movie. There's really not. I really think we can just go ahead and put that as it is for now.
Let me see. Non-spoiler version about Can we really talk about characters and things like that?
The only other thing I really think we can say for non-spoiler stuff is, watching it, I really didn't think there were any scenes that really didn't belong. They're like all the little plot points, they actually did come together.
There is one shot that I felt was, I will say this, it was a shot that was put in there obviously for humor, and it was obviously throwaway, but I think I'll mention what that shot. I'll mention what that shot actually is when we start going spoilers.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, but what else do I think of? And of course, okay. By the way, this I think we'll say this: you don't have to sit all the way through the credits.
Yeah.
But sit through the first section. Like how pretty much how movies today are. They do like a really stylized credit sequence at first, and then they do the black and white credit roll. Stay through the first credits roll, or first credit scene.
You'll see a scene. It'll be like not that long into the credits. Once you've seen that scene, there's nothing else.
Yeah, once it starts scrolling the black and white credits, you're good. We sat through them, so you don't have to.
Hell, that'll be our motto for reviewing movies. We sat through the credits, so you don't have to. But,
what do you mean copyright infringement? Like we don't have problems with that enough. Anyway,
for pretty much, the characters were likable. The mechs were, like, the world was well designed. It was a decent movie. I really think that's about all we can say. It's good. And if you're thinking about watching the movie in the first place because, you know, giant robots and monsters, you shouldn't walk away disappointed.
You know what? I'd say you're a fan of if you're a fan of giant mechs, you're a fan of giant monsters, this movie did it. Because, I guess, well, I could have said, you know, because last thing, before we go to spoilers, one thing this movie did very well, that a lot of monster movies tend to have problems with, it balanced the action of the giant monsters and the fights with the character development. There's a lot of movies that have that use the giant monster as just an excuse to really get you to go see the movie, and they try, I guess if there's a good character movie there, you'll walk out of the movie going like, well, that was a good character movie. What was the point of the giant monster? That's about what you'll go out of that with. But then there's some that try to do that and then it fails. Godzilla, American Godzilla. But anyway, yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's
we even got.
Yeah, let's show that off. Walking out of the theater, we just happened to notice that these were sitting there.
Really cool posters.
So yeah, when you walk out of the theater, look for these.
And if you don't manage to get one, we might give one away later on, and Suki will be the one taking care of that, because we all know what happens when I try the mail stuff.
Oh, yeah. Alright. So, at that we would now say... Spoilers. You've been warned. Look at my mustache. Okay, we're good.
And Raleigh's just like, what are you guys doing?
Okay.
So, spoiler thing. This is not Power Rangers. It would be awesome if it was Power Rangers,
okay.
But it's not Power Rangers.
So, let me go ahead and get this out of the way because I'm thinking about it. The shot that I mentioned, that to me could have been was kind of throwaway, but it was there basically just for a little bit of humor, which I guess in a sense works. During one of the fights near the end, he punches at the monster, but it misses and goes into a building. The fist kind of goes through, and then it stops just short of a desk, and it causes I forget what those things are called, the things with the metal balls, but it causes it to start going. It was obviously there just as a little bit of humor, which I can see that that was kind of unnecessary, but it did provide a little bit of humor in the middle of the thing, and honestly, sometimes
that's a neat little throwaway thing.
Yeah, and sometimes that's good, kind of break it up a little bit, and it wasn't like overly breaking up the seriousness of the moment. It was just a nice little lighten the mood, and then get back into it.
Yeah, I honestly thought you were going to talk about the guy being eaten.
Oh!
And how that plans out. And that's all we're going to say on that.
Yeah,
giant monster. Eat somebody. Giant monster. Wink, wink.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, going on. I don't really know what we can say in the spoiler version though. That
isn't in that.
Except for maybe a couple of our thoughts about how things went in the movie.
To be perfectly honest, I think let's just get this out of the way. The ending, I'll be perfectly honest, they kind of caught me off guard with the ending, just because of the fact that they actually went with everybody, with the main guy still survived that sort of thing. Cause
yeah, we honestly both thought he was going to take the hero's death thing, sacrifice himself. I mean, he sends her up, and then he stays in the mech. And we're all thinking he's going to die with the mech. But then we see him actually get into the pod. I'm like, okay, maybe the pod's not going to make it through the bridge. But
I thought it wasn't going to make it through. Period. Even when they were showing until that one guy in the background of the control center said, "We're tracking it, sir, but no vitals." And I went, "Oh, well, he made it. Well, that's it." Because as soon as they said that, I was like, "All right, he's not dying."
Yeah, because pretty much, it's one of those things where they try to pull the fake out, where it's like, oh, he's not breathing or something, but just the simple fact that he made it there, you know he's going to be alive. It would have been a shock if they had done it where he didn't.
Yeah, that would have been. I will say I think that would have notched up this movie a little bit more for me. Is if they had actually, gone and kept a hero's death ending, because I think because I mean that's a very everybody, to be really honest, everybody loves a story of self-sacrifice. Somebody willing to give themselves up for the greater good.
Yeah. All right, come on, get to the point. You're rambling.
Really, that was my point. I was saying people like that. How did you not tell that was the point?
Because the way you're rambling, it sounded like you were going to say like 3 more sentences. Yeah, so I was trying to tell you, okay, let's wrap it up pretty much. But for me, actually, if they were going to do that, they should have just not had him go through the bridge. For me, I think they should have just cut the whole thing. Oh, he's not breathing. Don't leave me. Like, we all know he's going to live. He should have just popped out and been like, oh man, and just have her be relieved. It's like, oh, he is alive. I think that would have been a much better way they end it than what they tried with the whole he's not breathing.
It would have been a nice little kind of like funny ending. He's like, she opens the thing and he's like laying there and she's like, oh god. She starts to cry and he just goes,
I would love it if somebody did. The problem is, the reason why you don't see people do that is because they know they're going to kill you because you aren't already.
I guess it's just because
it's also the fact that it's like, okay, everything you just went through, that's probably not on your mind. It would be on Suki and I's mind because
because we fuck with each other hardcore. We'd do it to that point. He'd be sitting there, he'd be thinking I'm dead. I'd just be in my mind just like laughing my ass off, like, oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So the problem is you gotta make sure that if you do that to somebody, they don't have a gun. Especially if you're like in a zombie movie or something.
Oh god,
like,
yeah. Right. I guess we all can learn a lesson from Bill Murray.
Yes. How did you think that was going to end, you idiots?
Oh, so spoilers for Zombieland. Anyway, but let me see. What else can we do here? I guess the other reason why they didn't do the hero sacrifice ending is I guess there was already sort of like a hero sacrifice in there when the other mech went ahead and took itself out with the nuke that they had taken down there.
Yeah, so I guess that was hero sacrifice. They decided, let's just not do 2 of them. It is a fair.
These 2 sacrificed themselves. Oh no, he's gone. She's just in there. Oh, I can't believe I made it out of this. Just all of a sudden a shark comes out and eats her. The shark from Deep Blue Sea just pops out.
That would suck. That would be kind of funny if a movie ended that way, but everybody would be pissed at it. I'd be pissed. It's like, you thought that these alien things were going to kill you, but turns out it was just a good old Earth creature. Fuck you. Fuck you. Thankfully, that shit doesn't happen. It pretty much, the movie just ends with them on their little life raft. So, like, we don't really get to see an epilogue or anything. Not that it was really needed. We're pretty sure they go bone in some. At
this point, it might be kind of interesting to see the world, see this world sort of adjust itself to not having the kaiju attacks anymore.
Yeah.
But then again, that doesn't really make for a movie. I mean, it could make for a movie, but it'd be a very different movie than this one.
Yeah. Like, the best I could ever see would be, like, maybe somebody made, like, a fan comic or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But, it's like, there's really not much we can say about the movie itself, about how things go on. We're not really like a lot of the other reviewers out there where we're going to start talking about, well, this happened in the movie and this happened in the movie. There's not really much you can say about that. You had the 2 scientist guys and their little story, which tied into the main story.
Yeah, that's the best part. They had multiple storylines going, but guess what? All of the storylines came together. They all worked. They all complemented each other.
They all had a point. That was kind of the thing. There's like really only one part of it that didn't really have any point to it. It's obviously for laughs, and that was the thing that I thought he was talking about earlier.
No. But I guess. Well, the main point of that story, because I will say this, it was a. Well, never mind. It was to get the main point of that was that one actually worked into the scientist storyline because that was how he got to what he needed. So yeah, I
guess it does make sense.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I just proved you wrong. That's all I need. Ding. That was stupid.
He apparently proved me wrong.
Okay. Anyway,
that's pretty much it. I mean, interesting little characters. I mean, there's some stuff you're gonna see coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. If you don't like certain things, like there's the whole thing where like the two people, he needs a partner, and then of course the marshal doesn't want her to be his partner, but they manage to be partners anyway, and then they almost screw up the first time, and they have to be sent out there during the real thing because they're the only option. I mean, you all see what's going to happen there, and if you don't like that formula, then yes, it's probably going to annoy you. But if you can look past it, you'll be able to get through here. But I can't say there's any type of twist or anything. It's standard.
Yeah, there's really no big twists. I'd say the most unexpected thing is, I
think the most unexpected thing is
the guy who gets eaten. I think because
that entire thing, just the whole heartbeat thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, since this is the spoiler version, after the first fight in Hong Kong, and they're inside one of the kaiju going to they're harvesting like these creatures have two brains basically. They have one main one, they have a second one that also runs some of the functions, but they're in there getting a second one. Then all of a sudden you hear a heartbeat. I was about to call bullshit on this movie because I was like, no, that fucking thing is dead. Half the thing was gone. I was like, no, and then the scientist guy goes like, oh my god, it's pregnant. And I was like, oh, that actually could make sense. Good job, movie.
It was definitely something that you don't see coming.
So that was actually really good. That was a really good little thing where they made you think bullshit, then they went, oh wait, we're actually smarter than this.
So yeah, decent movie. Pretty much, if you want to see giant robots fighting monsters with a decent storyline, a good storyline,
yeah,
Pacific Rim has it.
Okay.
I mean, people are going to hate the movie who don't like these type of movies. It's inevitable. But for those of us who want to see something good,
basically want to have fun, really, I think what it is that we haven't had a good monster movie in a long time. And that's the thing. This one did that. This one was a good monster movie.
It's like, not only haven't we had a good monster movie, we haven't had a movie that just tried to do giant robots. When was the last time we've seen giant robot in a movie? It's like RoboJocks is literally the only thing that comes to mind, and that was years and years and years ago.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. By the way, recommendations. Oh crap! I might have to put up an annotation that says like skip to this time code for like recommendations on. Because here's the thing, you definitely it's definitely worth the 2D regular showing. Realty 3D, it's still worth that ticket price, even though it's not the best 3D. If you can find just plain IMAX, without 3D, definitely I think that like as far as like money wise, that's probably the one where you're gonna feel like you got the best experience is gonna be IMAX 3D, but I think for the money, regular IMAX would be best one. But yeah, the IMAX 3D is worth it. But if you can get an earlier show time and you can get the cheaper ticket, then it's definitely worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I recommend this to anybody that wants to go see a movie. Try and convince people to go with you early in the day. You will get your ticket prices for like $5 cheaper or something. Well, yeah. For this one, $5, maybe $6 cheaper.
As for when it comes out, this is a movie that I will probably want to own eventually, but it's one of those movies that I don't think I want to buy the second it hits Blu-ray.
I think it'll depend. I think it'll depend on what it's got, because if it does like if it does like a special collector's thing where it has like a statue of the mech, even I will have trouble resisting that.
If that happens, both of us are going to be like, well, fuck, we're buying this. But it just going for the movie alone, if just like, oh, the movie's out on Blu-ray now, it would depend on the pricing and what money I have. It's like, the movie was good, but it's not one of those movies I'm going to be like, I want to see it again right now.
Yeah, but I mean, but here's the thing. At the very least, go see this movie. Support this movie. Basically tell the movie industry, hey, we like this.
See, yeah. Here's the other thing. Now, had I not seen this in theaters and this came out on Blu-ray and I saw it that way, this would be one of those movies I'm like, fuck, I wish I saw this in theaters.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that for right now. You want to see this in theaters, and considering we saw it in IMAX 3D, and we thought that they did a decent job with the 3D, that's definitely an experience that you're not going to get at home.
No.
So
not until we get the technology to really do basically do IMAX 3D at home, which that's going to be a ways off.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, I think, all we can say about this. Good movie. Good company.
No, we're part of bad company.
So
there's golden in there,
So what's your favorite scene in The Predator? So, yeah, that's pretty much all we can say. It was a great movie. We went, saw it with friends, had a great time, and we all recommend it to you.
Yes. This one definitely comes very highly recommended. Go see it in IMAX 3D if you can. I will say that is the best way to see this movie, but it will cost you. That's about all we can really say.
So let's go ahead and
let's just go ahead and end it off. So this has been Suki
and the Video Master,
and we'll see you guys next time.